Long story short, NFTs are this and NFTs are that, blah blah blah. I'm going to lay down some things that you should know about NFTs, from their environmental impact to their usefulness and utility. Let's not waste any time here. This video is split into two parts. Part 1, the impact NFTs have on the environment, which is substantial no matter how you look at it. And Part 2, the difference between legacy digital items and NFT digital items, comparing the potential value proposition of both. So, on to Part 1. The impact NFTs have on the environment. You may have heard that NFTs consume a large amount of energy and produce a lot of greenhouse gases. This is only partly true. The overwhelming majority of energy consumption and greenhouse gas emissions all come from blockchains that use proof of work to secure their networks, such as Ethereum, which has arguably been the most popular space for NFTs thus far. And even then, NFTs don't make these numbers go up and down. Buying NFTs, selling NFTs, transferring NFTs, and minting NFTs does not use extra energy or push more carbon into the air. If 100 NFTs were created versus 1,000 NFTs created versus 100,000 NFTs created, the carbon emissions would be the same, because the Ethereum network creates a constant amount of carbon, which doesn't change easily. If you picture the Ethereum network as a train that runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, at the same speed, emitting the same amount of carbon, an NFT in this situation would be something getting onto the train and off again further down the line. The train doesn't actually use any extra energy in the process. In TLDR terms, the only way Ethereum's carbon emissions will increase is if the value of ETH becomes very high. So if more and more people begin to use Ethereum because of NFTs, this would drive up the ETH price, thereby increasing carbon emissions. So in this indirect way, yes, NFTs on Ethereum have an indirect negative impact on emissions. Now, the good news is, people who love Ethereum also hate the energy consumption and CO2 emissions. So they've begun work to change the Ethereum network from proof of work to proof of stake, which doesn't require anywhere near as much power and subsequent greenhouse gas emissions. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to change over, so there have been many delays. But it is happening. The ball is rolling, and Ethereum will change to proof of stake. If someone is still unsatisfied with the Ethereum network, and therefore all NFTs using that ecosystem, there are many other environmentally friendly types of blockchain networks which already utilize something similar to proof of stake, such as Solana, Tezos, Terra, Polygon, Algorand, Avalanche, and more. And no, I'm not just talking about chains that use carbon offsets to account for massive emissions. I'm talking about chains that are more energy efficient by their nature and already have something like proof of stake already in place. So that's pretty much it for part 1. Now on to part 2, the difference between legacy digital items and NFT digital items. By legacy digital items, I'm talking about video games and their in-game items, or online movies that you bought, or audiobooks, pretty much anything that exists online that can be paid for and thought of as buyers owning it. For the vast majority of these things, check the fine print, buyers don't own them. Buyers own a license, not the actual thing. They can't sell their license to someone else on eBay, for example, because they don't own it. I'm not talking about owning the copyright or IP. I'm talking about it in more simple terms, such as owning access to the actual thing purchased. If it is stored online, there is always the potential for a party to take that away from the buyer, so the value for such a thing is limited. The most powerful value proposition NFTs offer, in my opinion, is that NFTs can't be controlled or disputed by anyone. Not Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Trump, Biden, Putin, Jack Dorsey. The most powerful person or persons in the world can't dispute it. That's the goal. Like gold, for example, can't really be disputed. It's either gold or it isn't. It's either worth what gold is worth or it's not. Whereas a digital item is either in your control or it's not. NFTs provide a means for digital items to be in your control. NFTs do not have to be made in this way, but they can, and that's what's truly powerful. There are always high quality things and low quality things in every ecosystem. Many NFTs that we can find are somewhat akin to a car that only works when it has a horse in front of it pulling it along. It's mostly pointless, but that doesn't mean that all cars are pointless. People who dislike NFTs are correct in their distrust due to all the crap they observe. That doesn't mean all NFTs are bad. NFTs can grant the owner certain IP rights to fully use the NFT they own for private business ventures, access to exclusive events both online and in real life, voting rights to certain decisions involved with a business or DAO, rights to a share of revenue distribution, access to certain software programs. On the flip side, it also offers great utility for NFT creators. It allows artists to better monetize their work. It allows powerful and unique funding options for projects. It provides organizations, both new and old, the ability to more freely interact with an audience. It takes various middlemen out of the equation, which naturally is something the middlemen don't like. There is an almost endless amount of things NFTs could be utilized for. And over the coming years, we are going to find out more and more exactly where their strengths and weaknesses lie. Now, while it is fun and easy to call people stupid, after all, I've been tempted to do the same thing in this video, it's obviously extremely difficult to predict which technology will succeed and what will fail. That's how innovation works. They say to invent the light bulb, Edison had to invent 1,000 light bulb designs that didn't work, so he could make the one that did work. And as we can see from this Twitter post, people forget just how completely non-obvious the entire digital revolution was every step of the way. This doesn't prove that NFTs and cryptocurrency are going to succeed long term. It just points out that nobody is stupid. Relax. Innovation is difficult to get right and predict. The world is complex. There's a lot of crap going on, which creates a lot of noise. The information overload for us and our sophisticated ape brains is real. That's it for this one. Let me know what you reckon. Like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. Catch you in the next one.